Game 1 was a pretty awesome game for the most part. Patience just playing a very greedy map. Meanwhile, we had Lambo being relatively aggressive, looking to try and get some damage down, but Patience just really staying on top of things, showing that he really is a contender to take the top spot in this ESL Pro Series. Anyway, let's get these introductions done. In the top right, we've got the red Zerg player representing Alternate Attack, none other than Lambo. And his opponent down to the lower left, the blue Protoss player representing Alien Invasion, we have Patience. So, game 1 was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. Patience was able to take that, so he's 1-0 up. It is a best of 3, so if he's able to take this next game, it's going to be some good times. Big shout out to everyone who's followed the channel, by the way, while this has been going on. The last follower was Barvi Hiredeman. Thank you very much for following. Thanks everyone who subs as well. Remember, all the subs, all the donations, all that money goes exclusively on producing more content. So, yeah, you've got to, if you are able to support the channel, definitely any help out would be cool. Waiting to see now what time of openings we get down. We've got Patience for the moment, adding in that gate expand, so nice safe stuff here. Meanwhile, it looks like Lambo going to get a bit more bold with the hatchery first. Wanting to play it greedy, maybe seeing that build that Patience went for game number 1, the Nexus first, and going, do you know what? He might do it again. I'll try and keep up in that greediness. Foxtrot Lab, all 4 spawn positions are possible. It's quite an interesting map with the way things go out, because you actually have different bases depending on where you spawn. For example, Patience down in the bottom left, he's got 2 sets of debris coming through, a wall off there. Whereas if you spawn in the top left, you've got this small little gap here that you can come through, and only 1 set of debris to go through. So, very interesting to see how the dynamic changes here. Of course, because they're in the cross spawns, they do have the same type of base. Not sure if it's been forced cross yet. I know some people have been mentioning that getting forced cross would be preferable. This and also on Deadwing. Deadwing is one of the new maps that is fairly awesome for Protoss players if you spawn close to a Zerg. I know that I cast a game... When was it? Was it a DreamHack? Yeah, it was a DreamHack. It was Stefano versus someone. And the Protoss player went for this 2-base Tempest Rush, and there was just like nothing you can do as a Zerg to stop it. It is insane. Anyway, enough about that, more about this game. Warpgate Tech is on its way down now from Patience. He's still on just the 1 base, 1 gas. Should be taking his natural shortly once he hits that 400 mineral mark. From there, if he stays on the 1 gas, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see 3 additional gateways get thrown down, and for him to look at going for some zealot pressure towards a 3rd base of Lambo. It's a build that was very common a couple of months ago. More recently, it has fallen a little out of favor, but it is a very powerful build, and if your opponent hasn't decided to get any roaches down, it hurts. Like, it really hurts your face. Anyway, Natural now on its way out for Patience. He's chucked a pylon all the way up here, and it's worth noting, these spawn positions are quite awkward for a Protoss player, because a Photon Overcharge doesn't cover your wall off. Also, you've got these 2 sets of debris to come through, so big roach rushes potentially can have a lot of success on this map, even if it is up against a gateway first. Still only the 1 gas. Chrono Boost being spent on that Cybernetics core. That further indicates Patience looking to try and go for some aggressive gateway play, and right on cue, 3 additional gates on the way out, so we should be seeing a lot of Zealots get warped in from this. With only the 1 gas, you can't really afford much in the way of Stalkers or Sentries, so the Zealots really will predominantly make up this army. In what is quite a wise move here by Lambo, he does have a spine coming down, actually throwing down 2, sees these units on the map and just says, you know what, I don't like the feel of this. He hasn't scouted his opponent yet, but is certainly a little scared and doesn't want to take too many risks. 16 Lings coming out, 3rd spine now getting started up. The Olots haven't actually seen that much to make this too scary. Lambo playing a lot on, as far as I can see, a bit of a hunch, and oh, he cancels the 3 of them. He cancels the 3 spines. He's clearly feeling confident. Did the Roach one get cancelled as well? Oh my goodness, it did. Okay, this is suddenly massive. The fact the Roach one got cancelled. Lambo didn't really see anything. He's now just seeing this natural base. Sees the Chrono Boost coming down on the Nexus and assumes that he is relatively secure. He's also got a lot of Lings out, so hoping that he can counter-attack, but doesn't realize there are pylons literally over to the right. He has no vision of this, and while a couple of Lings are going to be able to sneak by, that's actually a slip-up by Patience there. A couple of Lings sneak on by. The Sentry will survive just... But the 3 additional gates have been seen. This should again alert Lambo. This is dangerous times. Oh no, the gap! There was no hold command on those sentries. 2 sentries will fall. The 3rd one probably going to go down as well. That is 300 Vespian loss. Early on, that is a big investment to go down the pan, especially when you're operating off of only 1 Vespian geyser. Upon seeing only that 1 gas, Lambo knows 4 gates, 1 gas, Zealots are coming. immediately 6 roaches started up. This is a beautiful scout, all because of the fact that Patience didn't have a hold command on those sentries, wasn't keeping an eye out to prevent those Zerglings from being able to sneak on by. This is dangerous times right now for Patience. He's still going for this, but it's just flat out not going to work, and I am confident in calling that. The roach count is too high. Just full on. There are too many roaches here for this to be effective. Waiting now to see if and when we get Patience trying to go for this. You'll see the roaches, and this should basically scare him away. He's hiding the rest of these zealots. Going to wait and see if Lambo gets aggressive off the back of it, which he's going to, and then might run these in to try and force a cancel on the third base. So definitely options available to the Zerg player here. Waiting now to see if and when he decides to move in. We've got those 3 gates setting up. Still a gap in the wall. Please put some units there. The debris as well, another avenue, and this is something I was saying right at the start of the game. Because of this debris, there are multiple angles for things like roaches to get through. It's out of range of photon overcharge. By taking out both sets of debris, the force fields are going to be a very precious resource for Patience. Patience is still producing units, although only a couple of sentries at a time. Sees now that these rocks are getting taken down from both sides. Is very acutely open to the fact that he's going to take some damage. A couple of zealots are counter-attacking though. There are 4 of them, as well as that mothership core. First few force fields though coming down. The first set of debris has been breached. Not much in the way here for Patience to defend with. His force field count, he's only got 1 available for now. Waiting for another one to fill up on energy to get that down. This isn't going to buy much time. Zealot getting warped in. Chrono boost on those gateways, trying to find a way to make this work. Up in the main base, the Zealots have been taken down. The ones that were counter-attacking, so they're not going to get much else done. Actually, no, it may have been a mass recall. Sorry, I take that back. Mass recall, getting the mothership core there. Photon overcharge goes on the Nexus, trying to buy more time, trying to prevent any risks coming through from this damage. A few more shots coming through. Roach is getting taken down, and for the moment, Patience is managing to hold. The force fields really have bought him all the time that he needs. A couple of Immortals also slipping out, and once he gets about 2 of those down, he's going to be in a great position to counterattack. Because factor in, the Patience has been forcing a lot of pressure out of Lambo. And Lambo sees this, he GG's out. He knows his third base is not going to be there in time, knows his drone count is low from going for this aggression. And that means the Patience is going to take a 2-0 win in this series and advance onto the winner's game.